Hello everybody, today we're going to be trying out a new Peruvian chicken place that I've never tried before called Cocorico, so let's head over there right now. Okay, so I can't really express how excited I am right now. This is the first time I've eaten out since the pandemic started, and it's just, I was out running errands today, and I just really had this craving, so I went up and I looked up online to see if there's any places close by, and Cocorico came up, and it just seemed so interesting to me. So we're heading there now, and I think the plan today is to get half a chicken, and for the sides I'm thinking about yuca. Fried yuca is amazing. I don't know if any of you guys have ever tried it, but it's my favorite thing. And I'm not sure about the second side, maybe rice. I'd love to know what you guys like to get at Peruvian restaurants. Personally, it's always just the chicken yuca is a must-have, and I really love their fried rice. But we'll see. I've never been to this place, so I'll kind of decide when I get there. Here we are, so let's go inside and order our food today. Okay, so here we have our food. Everything went okay. There was a little altercation in the store. One of the customers, they didn't really know how to read the big red arrows on the floor, but you know, it's okay. I'm excited to go home and try this, so let's do this. Everything on a plate, I think it looks pretty good. The skin's not really crispy anymore, but you can't really expect much when you have to take it out and bring it home. Inside, I wouldn't say it's particularly juicy in the breast, but I wouldn't say it's dry either. There's been some other times when I've had chicken at some other places where it's particularly dry and you can tell. So let's finally get a taste of this and get some final thoughts. So I will say this is my first time taking food out, and I think the hardest thing or the worst thing about ordering food out is it's not the fact that you can't eat it right away, so it's not as hot as it is when it comes out fresh. I think the hardest part or the worst part about taking food out is it has to be driving home in the car with the food there, sitting right next to you. You know it's there, but you can't touch it, and just the smells are assaulting you constantly as you're driving home. So I think I'm gonna first start out by trying the yuca. I'm gonna try it on its own, see what I think. Here it is. If it will focus. It's still pretty crispy after the drive home. I wouldn't say it's particularly crispy, but let's see. Let's just try it on my own without any sauce. Really good. Still really crispy. It's not dry. Sometimes in the past I've had yuca that was particularly kind of tough and dry. This still tastes very fresh. It's very good. And we're gonna try it with some green sauce. Actually, before I try it, put down if you've ever had Peruvian chicken. Please put down below which one's your favorite, the white or the green sauce. I think I personally like the white sauce more, but let's try it out. Wow. Okay. That green sauce is really good. So you can really taste the cilantro. You get some spice from the jalapeno. That's the first time I've actually had green sauce that was like noticeably spicy. That's very good. That's actually the best green sauce I've ever had. Okay. For the yellow sauce, I keep calling it white and yellow. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be called. I think it's yellow, but let's try it out. It's I don't think it's the best yellow sauce I've had. You can really taste some mustard. I think it's like there's mustard and mayonnaise in there for sure. It's not the best. It's still good. Don't get me wrong. But I think definitely the star right there between the two sauces is the green sauce at Cocorico. That was amazing. Again, the yuca was very good. I'm actually kind of surprised at how good it was. Sometimes it's like I feel like it could be hit or miss when you order yuca, whether it's like tough or not, or whether it's dry. And the yuca here is very good. So now let's try a bit of the chicken. So I'm just trying the wing right now. Alright, I'll actually get a good bite though. I kind of just chewed on nothing, so let's turn to the breast instead of the wing. Get a good taste for it. So here's the bite we have right here. I said earlier that it wasn't really juicy, but right now I can really feel that it's definitely juicy still, which I'm really happy about. There were some reviews on Google where people were complaining that chicken was really dry. I don't think that's the case necessarily, but I also came earlier when they were closer to opening. So that might play a difference in how juicy the chicken is. Perhaps if you go closer to closing time, they're going to have a bit of the older chicken there. So, I don't know. Just food to thought whenever you order food out, I guess. Yeah, that's good. So, it's definitely better with the sauces. The chicken doesn't necessarily stand out to me, but it's very solid. I wouldn't mind getting this at least once a week. So actually, the story behind why I love Peruvian chicken so much is last summer during my work, there was a Peruvian place like right across the street from the place I worked. So I would go there at least once or twice a week, and I would have the tip money I got was designated for this Peruvian chicken place, and I would just get it all the time. And I really miss this, and it's something that I haven't been able to have so much while kind of dieting and social distancing. So this really hits the spot. I'm gonna go ahead and try some of the rice. We'll see how it is. The rice is pretty much plain. They have a little, they have some vegetables mixed in there. But you can definitely taste that they cooked it in chicken broth as opposed to water, which is really cool. The place that I went to, that I would go after work, they have a lot of different rice. They had cilantro rice, they had like a fried rice. And I guess a fun fact is that in a lot of Peruvian cuisine, you can see some Japanese influence because of the Japanese immigration they have in Peru. So that's really cool. So I was kind of surprised when looking up recipes. I've always been meaning to try to make Peruvian chicken on my own, but I've just never gotten around to it. And you see a lot of Japanese influence with like soy sauce, and like at that one place I went to, they have fried rice, which you would think is weird. But I looked into it and I researched, and they said they actually had a decent amount of Japanese immigrants, and they kind of brought sort of their influence with like soy sauce and different flavors to Peru when they're making some of these dishes. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, and then I have another thing that I'm gonna go ahead and review after I finish up this chicken. We have one more thing to review today. Some final thoughts on the chicken. It was okay. I think it was cooked very well. It wasn't dry. It was still nice and juicy. I think the thing that I will kind of like deduct points from for the chicken was I found it was a little bit on the under-seasoned side. I think it was adequately seasoned when you eat it with the sauces, but I think on its own, it's a little bland if you have it on its own. So it's just something to keep in mind if you're someone who doesn't really like sauces. The flavors are still good, just not the best that I've had. So let's go on to what I ordered next. Here we have the other thing I ordered. So this is something that I've never had before actually, and they're called pupusas, which is basically a hot cake, I think, from what I've been looking up online. So it's basically it's been described as kind of like a stuffed tortilla. I think it'd probably be more along the lines of like a stuffed pancake or something. But at my job last year, people were kind of like, they said I had to try pupusas, so I finally tried it this time. I think it's filled with beans and cheese, and let's just try it out. It looks okay. These little crispy bits of cheese here probably would have been amazing if I tried it earlier. It's been a little time since I ordered it, but let's see. It comes with cabbage and some sort of sauce, so I'm excited to try and see what it is. First bite, you know I'm gonna have to go for the cheese, so let's try it out. Cheese is one of those things that I've not had a lot of since I began to diet. So, man, that hits the spot. It's pretty good. I describe it as kind of like a thicker, like, corn tortilla, a little more pancakey corn tortilla. You definitely get a lot of corn flavor, which is nice. Let's try some of this sauce that they gave me. I'm not really sure what happened to the lid here. I wonder if... I think it's actually supposed to, like, design like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Let's try it out. I've never tried this sauce. I don't even know what it is. Here, let me try to give you guys a closer look. It's probably gonna be hard to tell. But it looks like kind of some sort of blended tomato sauce. That's my guess. So let's see what it is. Alright, dip it in some of the sauce. Yeah, so it's like some sort of a... I mean, the best way for me to describe it is like a watery marinara sauce. Which might sound gross to you guys, but I think it's good. I like it. It's different. So, first impressions on pupusas, they're pretty good. I think it would have been better if I tried this earlier. It's kind of like a softer now, and I imagine if you like had this immediately when it's still nice and crispy, it'd be very good. I still think it's good now. Would I order it again? Probably. I can see myself ordering this again if I ate it sooner. I like the sauce. I like how it's kind of like a tomato. The tomato works really well for me. The tomato, cheese, and just like the corn flavor. So yeah, I definitely order it again. So, what's my overall review? I really like the store. It looked nice and clean inside. They had clearly marked arrows on the floor for everyone to follow. One person apparently couldn't do that, but everyone else seemed to have a good time. They seemed to be able to easily figure out where they were supposed to stand. I'd highly recommend you guys try this place if you ever had a chance. I'd love to know what you guys like to get usually if you go to a Peruvian chicken place. I'd love to know what sides you like. You know how I love the yuca, so the yuca's a must. And if there's fried rice, any sort of fried rice, I'm definitely getting that. So, thank you guys for watching. If you have anything you want to say to me down below, any suggestions, any comments, please let me know. And I look forward to talking to you guys next time. Okay, so first bite on its own, you know I'm gonna have to go for the cheese. We'll see how it is. Ooh. Today we're gonna be going to. Come on, one more time. I got this. So let's head over. All right, one more time. I swear.